Alright guys, another funky mic setup, and I promise you it's not a product placement. I wish. What's going on, guys? Today I want to talk about why are people so ugly? Why are we so ugly? How come the average person's face can't be equally divided vertically into fifths? It just doesn't make any sense. Being ugly in the big 2025? Haven't you guys heard the phrase, a face divided cannot serve? And real quick, speaking of serving, I ain't serving. The only time you ever catch me dying in a war for a group of villagers is in Minecraft. At least Black Friday means something when you save the village. There was a part I wrote in the script about the air mattress being down because I am in the middle of a move. I had a bunch of jokes for the air mattress as well, but I'm just gonna make like an egg and not crack any jokes. Yokes! I'd like to share an insecurity with you guys that I've had since I was little. And don't worry, I get to be vulnerable now. I have over 50,000 subscribers. Ladies, gentlemen, calm down. I know I'm very sought after now, but that doesn't mean you just get to storm into my house and do whatever you want with me. So get out of here. Yeah. Thank you. Jeez, man. Call me the US Capitol the way I be giving everyone insurrections. No, but seriously, my insecurity is that I am hideously unsymmetrical. I know that sounds crazy, and it's extremely rare for anyone to have a symmetrical face. I think the percentage of people that actually have a symmetrical face, it's like 2%. I mean, most of you guys are watching the video like this anyway, so it wouldn't even matter. But my theory, hopefully, is that my masseters are just uneven. If that's the case, cool. I can just buy some stronger gum, you know, get my reps in on the weaker side, get that other masseter as massive as it can be, and then that would make a lot more sense as to why this masseter is thin, and this masseter looks like it just watched High School DxD for the first time in its life. And on the chance that it isn't, and no matter what I do, my face will always look like I'm recovering from the inertia of a punch, I'm just not gonna take photos anymore. Well, no, I wouldn't stop taking pictures of myself. I'm just gonna always take them at a 3/4 quarter for the rest of my life. On YouTube terminology, dreams 4th quarter. But I'll live. I've grown to accept this flaw because it is one of many. My weak side doesn't even look bad. It just looks like I have 2 different sides. I think that now in today's age, it takes a lot longer to come to terms with parts of yourself that you were forced into not liking. Everybody wants to be wanted nowadays. In order to be desirable in the eyes of the masses, you need to have an unattainable beauty standard, or else you ain't getting no dick. So what do you do when you're deemed unattractive? What can you do to dress better? What can you do to smell better? These are rhetorical questions. How do you go from Smash Bros to Smash Bros? You looksmax. If you're new to the phrase looksmaxing is, as Hockerty.com states, being a sculptor and the clay all rolled into one. You're working to enhance your natural gifts, taking your looks from good to outstanding. So its core concept is based in self-betterment, looking good, smelling good, self-care, so that's good. But to me, it looks like looksmaxing is basically just new terminology for washing your ass. Taking care of yourself, putting in as much effort and research into trying to look and be the best person you can be. Facial shapes and hairstyles, body weights and different clothing sizes, different soaps. All these photos are AI, by the way. They couldn't even bother to use real people. Probably because they were too ugly. I can't believe that the age we're in, we're so online that we're coining new terminologies for self-care. But to be fair, this community became the most incel-infected collective since Sydney Sweeney Bathwater. I wouldn't be surprised if they coined the term looksmaxing because self-care sounded too feminine. But I did some more research because I have no reason to trust a website called Hockerty. That sounds like a new website for Haley Welsh to promote her new Bitcoin scam. I'm good. So I just go to the Wikipedia and then I find out that the true definition for looksmaxing is the physical improvements of a person's face or body. And then I come to find out that it even originated from incel chat boards in the 2010s. Yeah, I take back everything I said. Looksmaxing was never good to begin with. Most of the times these movements originate with the intention of doing good, but is then taken to a ridiculous extreme, creating a nega version of said movement. And this isn't the movie nega version, it's the video game version. Why the fuck is he so hard to beat? So then it's also presented as a toxic community to people who wouldn't even think about doing research on it in the first place. For example, take Dark Femme. Dark Femme is all about reclaiming what it means to be feminine. It's a lifestyle that helps women detach from patriarchal expectations and archetypes that were placed on them in the first place. It's a form of self-expression. It's a form of freedom. We talked about that in the last video, but I didn't cover it as well, so it makes it seem like I'm dogging on like the main thing. So to all my Dark Femmes, keep doing what you're doing. Or don't. I don't, I don't know how it works. But looks maxing already came from hell. There was no need for it to become toxic. It was already playing League of Legends. And apparently there are different ways to max as well. You wanna know what they call brushing your teeth, putting on lotion, combing your hair, you know, the simple stuff? They call it soft maxing. My guy, that's called the bare minimum. Are you telling me, this is rhetorical, you're telling me, but there aren't people doing the bare minimum? You can't wash your ass? You know you don't actually have to put a bar of soap between your butt. You know that, right? You can use a liquid. I do. I get daily physicals from Dr. Bronner. Not today. RPG! So then there's hard maxing. Hard maxers are people who take the more extreme route to make themselves look conventionally attractive through cosmetic surgeries like limb stretching and intentionally starving themselves. What, were you guys too lazy to do some think maxing for some more creative names? I'm sorry, I'm mean maxing. And this all circled, snowballed, and built up over the years. It became super popular, and I can't even lie, I guess you could say I partake in looks maxing. Because the mogging mewing thing, that's hilarious, I can't lie. Look, I know it's cringe, but my mom told me that if I kept making funny faces when I was younger, it gets stuck that way, okay? She completely stole my whimsy and mystical childlike nature, all because she didn't like me making funny faces. I'm gonna mog, I'm gonna mew until I'm 90 years old, okay? If I wanna make my face look like I ate a mouthful of sour grapes, I'm gonna do it. Wait, you have sour grapes? No, I don't have any grapes. Oh, okay. We can dive into another community that is also deeply rooted inside of the incel community, and that's the pill community. I want you guys to know that I don't mind doing research for any of the topic of my videos, because I feel like if I don't do the research, then I'll just be moist critical without the mechanical dick. I don't think I can get away with that yet. But this is legit the worst thing that I have ever had to research into. I can easily forget trauma with like the snap of my finger. It goes into the vault. But tidbits and information like this don't just go away. To think that I'd have to be the one cursed with this knowledge, man. Gonna freaking harms max myself after this video. Gonna freaking hangs max myself after this video, man. But yes, the pill community. Say it with me now. I hate the pill. You guys should know them pretty well. The red pill is the reason why there's a convicted felon in our office right now. But just like maxing, pills also have different variations. The blue pill is akin to blissful ignorance. The purple pill has something to do with centrism, I think, if I remember correctly. And the pink pill, funny enough, is the red pill, but for girls. The patriarchy is working double time. The community I want to draw attention to today is called the black pill. Now, the regular version has something to do with a bunch of nihilistic views. The system is too far corrupt, no changes can be made, we are all doomed, so enjoy everything that's going on, because there's nothing we can do to change it. But on TikTok, it seems like the looks maxing community took that pill, and instead of becoming emos with metal pipes inserted inside their tibias, they somehow overwrote its core principle and turned it into something even worse. Black pill's concept on TikTok is that looks are the only thing that matters. Looks are greater than everything else. And if Martin Luther King had a dream, this was probably one of his nightmares. Because the only judging factor in this community is that you have to be hot and not a minority.
They were calling me chuzz or chopped or whatever, and before people even comment about your looks, I just want to let you know that they're not the only thing that matters. With TikTok thirst traps, it's making it seem like that's the only thing that matters, because that's the only thing people are really seeing you as. But I just wanted to let you know that what really matters is what is in your heart.
Says cope and then proceeds to show the most stereotypical beauty standard people ever. And no disrespect to them, no offense to them. They obviously can't change the way they look, and I bet they wouldn't. Because yeah, they look good, but that's not the average person. I can guarantee you that the person behind this account probably looks like a Jelly Roll listener. Hot take, but physical appearance isn't a legitimate way to criticize anybody. I'm just saying, all right? Don't put me on the smartest man alive of 2025 magazine. Don't put me on the #1 top 100 hottest guy on the internet. I'm just saying. Actually, now I think about it, you guys put PewDiePie up there. I could be up there. Can we all also agree that people behind these accounts can't be over the age of 20. I refuse to believe that there is some 25-year-old guy or girl finding someone that they perceive to be ugly just so they could make fan cam edits that aren't even good. Fonk sucks the aura out of every single edit of all time. There will never be a good Fonk edit. Watch some Fonk editor take this and then try to make a Fonk edit and it proceeds to be. And the kid here isn't even ugly in the slightest. He looks like any developing teenager that is just trying to get his first car by selling his granddad's keepsakes on eBay. And if he keeps working hard and making a bunch of money off of his grandfather's keepsakes, I bet you he'll get his first car. I bet you he'll become a ladies' man too.
Seriously, is my face really that bad? I mean, fuck! There's so many goddamn people saying that my face is ugly. It's repulsive. Especially the girls saying that I'm unattractive and I have no hope and shit like that. And my face is fucked up. My face is not that bad!
Yeah, this reminds me of that one account that used to be on TikTok called Glowups Gal. Well, not used to. Her account is still up. She just isn't active on it. Her thing was that if women wanted complete honesty from the Glowups Gal on how they could look better, the Glowups Gal would do that. She would give her brutal honesty on what these women could do to be a lot more attractive, to glow up. She would suggest things like instantly growing your hair or shrinking your nose. The easiest of them all, changing your eye position for a smaller look and a bigger pop.
Mascara to really make your eyes pop.
The person who asks for brutal honesty gets a complete makeover from the Glowups Gal free of charge. But the thing was, nobody was asking for her brutal honesty. In fact, these were just regular videos that girls were posting on the internet. And the Glowups Gal added text to these girls' TikToks to make it seem like they were asking for brutal honesty. So she would unconsensually take these girls' videos on TikTok that had nothing to do with the Glowups Gal at all. They don't even know that she exists. So she takes their videos and then gives them advice on how they could look better because she sees them as ugly or not up to the Glowups Gal standard. They weren't up to code. They weren't up to glow. And that's the exact same vibe that the Black Pill edit community is giving. I know he probably hates this, but again, he is with Selena Gomez. I don't even need to say his name. I don't even know what I was about to say, but you can understand what I was trying to get at though. You can kind of clock it with.
It's my birthday.
It's your birthday? How old? How many years?
25.
25! That's a good year!
Well, how old are you?
I'm 21 years old.
Do I have a chance to get your number?
I don't know, that age gap might be a little too deep for me. You're too ugly to be asking this shit, dude. I'm sorry.
You're right,
I'm
okay.
sorry.
Yeah.
Bitch, what? I'm sorry. Do people not have common decency anymore? Or is everything just being thrown out the window? Even the point of this video, oh, would she have mentioned the age gap if they looked like this? Probably not. But you know what she didn't do? She didn't call the guy straight up butt ugly for no reason. She doesn't even know the guy. As much as people try to convince you that looks play a part when it comes to dating, yeah, it influences it. But if a woman has strong boundaries, like something like an age gap, you could look like Bryan Cranston. That is the most handsome man I know. You could look like Bryan Cranston, and if you're still crossing the boundary that the woman set for herself, she's not gonna go out with you. That's just how it works. But I still find it crazy how she purposefully walked up to this guy. Harmless, by the way. He wasn't one of those weird webcam in the glasses guys grabbing people's butts, forcing himself. Like, it'd have been different if he was that. But this guy was just doing regular internet street videos, looking for his hot tour, and she just purposefully went up there to call that man ugly. And then she says sorry after. And I don't know if she thought that helps or not, but it doesn't. It doesn't make the disrespect any less disrespectful. You think he's not gonna ask out any other girls because Kelly Meisner here said that he was ugly? Why would anyone listen to Rick James, bitch? Okay. Hey! I'm sorry, Kelly was probably the sweetest wife ever. Rest in peace. I just wanted to make that joke. Guy that was doing the interview, bro, if you're watching this, don't even worry about her. She's just upset because her apology got more ass than her. Get it? Because her apology was half-assed. It's nice to know that no matter the area, being a complete dickhead transcends all races. I never thought I'd see the day when the internet population turned on Duke Dennis, the dreadhead himself. But Duke is rich and famous. If you think that this matters to him in the slightest, you are surely mistaken. It really doesn't matter if there are people out there who you think outmog him or look better than him, because while you're doing all of that, his bank is currently money maxing and mogging your bank account. Mogging my bank account too. I still don't have a car. But then what happens when there's a girl who doesn't fit the beauty standard and is just talking about what it's like dating in her city? This is objectively worse than the Duke Dennis one. Solely because I'm pretty sure she didn't even do anything wrong here. She didn't call anyone else ugly. She didn't call herself ugly. She's an average looking black woman talking about her experiences on what it's like dating black men in Orlando. And then out of the blue, we get another funky ass edit of other black women. I even looked for the original video just to make sure that it wasn't another Glowups Gal situation, and it wasn't. The caption was true. But I don't know if you noticed the pattern within this edit and the features of these specific women. You can go back and look, but I'm just gonna spoil it for you already because that video's what, 10 seconds old now? Maybe next time watch it when it comes out. Yeah, all of them had smaller noses, which is giving the implication that if your nose is smaller, that makes you prettier, that makes you more attractive, that makes you a lot more desirable, which is unfair and not true at all. It's a huge can of worms inside another can of worms inside Asmongold's room. It's just a complete mess. It's already bad enough that minorities are called every name in the book by people outside their own community, but it gets a lot worse because there's always someone inside the community that just doesn't make it better. And this is one of those moments. I bully people. I just want you to know that you could never be like Fortnite, because not only is it peak, but they turned off friendly fire a long time ago. That joke would have hit, but after I saw your profile picture, I know for sure that you aren't black at all. So. If I said that any of these edits prior were the worst one, I take it all back. Give it back, thank you. This is the worst one out of the entire group that I have curated, because they're taking a group of people who have, again, zero control over their facial features. And I mean zero control. Like, little brother thinks he's playing the game, turns out the PS2 port is over the PlayStation with a sock over it control. We don't know what's going on in these people's personal lives. It could be some sort of abnormality or a disease or a bone deficiency or an injury. They can't control these things. And the video is also insinuating that these people should hurt themselves just because they look that way. Are we serious? I can't believe this type of person can exist in real life. I couldn't imagine banging a guy and then waiting 9 months expecting that I'm gonna get a child, and when it's time for the baby to be born, a big piece of shit just comes out instead. I thought shit only came from the butt. Your parents rub butts to give birth to you. And then last but not least, we kind of have accounts dedicated to black pill edits. Because for as much flack as we give TikTok, especially in terms of censorship, they really did plant their foot when it came to the whole looks maxing, black pill, red pill community. They did a really good job of making sure that they stay off the platform. Even when I was searching for the correct term, TikTok wouldn't allow me to even get a glimpse of what it was. It would give me messages, you know, maybe some reassurance, maybe a phone number to a therapist, but it refused to let me see any of the negativity that was being spread from this community. And honestly, we gotta give that a thumbs up. And when that censorship is not in place, not a lot of accounts can actually build a foundation based off of just being straight negative. So when accounts like this do get made, they have very little followers. And update, as of this recording, the account that I was talking about got taken down, but don't worry, you didn't miss anything. They went from making black pill edits to black pilled AI inspired scenarios that were still just as terrible.
I would never date you. Your maxilla is suboptimal.
How does it feel to be brutally mocked by me?
But that's all I wanted to bring up today. That's the black pill community on TikTok. Again, I'm pretty sure it's completely different everywhere else. And I understand my position as someone who isn't ugly or super overly attractive on the 10 out of 10 scale. And I'm not being obtuse. I don't think I'm super hot, and I don't think that I'm super ugly either, all right? I'm just average. I don't like to pick my hair, okay? It's easier said than done, but I hope that people could learn to not care what other people think, especially if it has anything to do with your physical looks, and especially to the second power, if you're not in a relationship with this person. If I ain't getting no dead from you, if you ain't getting no dead from me, it shouldn't matter if I'm ugly to you or not. There's no deads being exchanged. I think I stopped caring initially about how other people perceived my looks around my sophomore year of high school. I was hanging out with my friends, and the school's mean girls were having the loudest conversation, as you do when you're the mean girls, and they were loudly rating the looks of other guys in the classroom, every single guy, which makes a lot of other guys uncomfortable, especially considering if you don't get a high scale, and then, you know, especially considering to the second power that the janitor was trying to get in on the action too. And they ended up calling all of my friends ugly, except for me. In fact, they said that if I didn't hang out with my friends, that I'd be a lot cuter. So then you want to know what I said? I said, oh, fuck those guys, all right? Fuck you guys. My friends that I've known for a very long time, fuck y'all. The Huz are saying I'll be 20 times cuter if I stop hanging out with you guys, all right? So I'm gonna go get my Huz on, and I'll see you guys later. Shit, that wasn't on camera, was it? I actually, well, not even for like, I tried to fake trip, and then I almost tore my entire ankle. I was more offended for my friends because, firstly, I looked like this in my sophomore year of high school. There was no need to really gas me up like that. But trying to lift me up by demeaning my friends is not some shit that I stood for. So after that, I came to the conclusion that if any of the people that I'm hanging around, that I choose to hang around with, my good friends, are ones to you, then I wouldn't want to be a 10 in your life anyway. You probably don't even know how to play video games. You have terrible hand-eye coordination. And even though my friends may not get a lot of kills, that's it. I still don't have a name for you guys, so just imagine that I do, and I'll see you later.